From the deepest, darkest trenches of the ocean, where sunlight dare not tread, humanity has always imagined a presence, a power, something vast, ancient, and unknowable, coiling in the abyss. We are creatures of the land, and the sea has always been our frontier of chaos, a mirror reflecting our deepest anxieties. And in that dark mirror, one name has been whispered for millennia, a name that defines the untamable power of the deep. Welcome to Mythic Mundi. Today, we journey into the primordial waters to uncover the story of the most colossal creature in sacred lore, the Leviathan. When we seek the origins of the Leviathan, we must first turn to the ancient texts of the Hebrew Bible. It is not just a monster, it is a theological statement. The name Leviathan itself means to twist or to coil. And in the book of Job, we are given our most vivid and humbling portrait. This is not a story of a hero fighting a beast. It is a lesson in perspective. Job, a righteous man who has lost everything, questions the nature of the cosmos. And in response, the divine voice does not offer comfort, but a challenge. It points to its greatest creations and asks Job, "Can you draw out Leviathan with a hook?" The text describes a creature of almost unimaginable power. Its scales are like a tight-laced shield, impenetrable. Its eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Firebrands leap from its mouth, and smoke billows from its nostrils. It makes the deep boil like a pot, and leaves a shining wake behind it. The description is poetic, but the message is clear. This creature is not for mankind. It is beyond human comprehension and control. It is a being of such magnitude that it answers to no one but its own creator. It is the walking, swimming embodiment of nature's awesome, untamable power. But the book of Job is not the only place we find this serpent. The portrayal of Leviathan is complex, almost contradictory. In Psalm 104, a hymn praising the wonders of creation, Leviathan is mentioned almost playfully. The psalm speaks of the great and wide sea and then notes it is the place where Leviathan was formed to play therein. Here, the creature's not a threat, but a part of the divine order, a giant, magnificent creature enjoying the domain its creator made for it. Yet, turn to Psalm 74, and the tone changes dramatically. This psalm recalls the active cosmic struggles of creation. It praises the divine for breaking the heads of the dragons on the waters and for shattering the heads of Leviathan, giving it as food to the creatures of the wilderness. And in the book of Isaiah, Leviathan is cast in a future apocalyptic role. It is the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, the dragon of the sea. Isaiah prophesied a future day of judgment when this great sea dragon will be dealt with. So which is it? Is Leviathan a monstrous force of chaos that was subdued at the beginning of time? A magnificent creature living peacefully in the deep? Or is it a symbol of a final enemy to be overcome? The answer, as it turns out, is all of them. These texts provide the foundation, but it was in the rich world of later Jewish tradition and rabbinic lore that the full epic biography of the Leviathan was truly written. The glimpses we see in the Tanakh are like the ridges of a great beast breaking the surface of the water. To see the full creature, we must look deeper into the currents of the Talmud and the Midrash. It is here that Leviathan is elevated from a mighty creature to a true cosmic principle.
In these traditions, Leviathan is not just in the world, it is a fundamental part of its very construction. According to some legends, Leviathan was one of the first beings brought into existence. It is often paired with an equal and opposite force, Behemoth, the colossal beast of the land. A third creature, the giant bird known as Ziz, ruled the sky. Together, these three formed a super triumvirate of primordial creatures ruling the non-human world. The scale described in these texts is staggering, far beyond the descriptions in Job. The Talmud suggests that the Leviathan's body is so vast that it coils around the entire earth, its head resting near its tail. Its fins, it is said, radiate a light so powerful it illuminates the darkest parts of the abyss. But the most compelling legends center on the beginning of time. In many creation myths, the world is born from a struggle between order and chaos. In this context, Leviathan is chaos. It is the sea itself, unformed, powerful, and resistant to order. One legend tells that at the dawn of creation, God forged a male and female Leviathan. But he quickly recognized the potential for disaster. If these two beings, each possessing the power to unmake the world, were to procreate, their offspring would overwhelm and destroy all of creation. The world simply could not contain such power. To preserve the new formed world, a divine intervention was necessary. The female Leviathan was subdued, and its body was preserved in salt, reserved for a time far in the future. The male was left to swim the seas alone. This story is a profound allegory. It is the story of limitation. It suggests that for our ordered world to exist, for life to have space to flourish, the infinite, raw power of chaos had to be contained. It could not be destroyed, as it is a fundamental part of the cosmos, but it had to be limited. Leviathan, therefore, became a symbol of this boundary. It represents the permanent, awesome power that exists just beyond the borders of our known world. It is the reminder that the order we experience rests on a foundation that has only just barely subdued the chaos beneath. This is why in many traditions, Leviathan takes on a more antagonistic role. It is not simply a creature, it is an adversary to the order of the world. It is the abyss itself, always threatening to rise up and reclaim the land. This sets the stage not just for a battle at the beginning of time, but for a final climactic confrontation at the end of it.
The story of the Leviathan does not end in the ancient past. Its greatest purpose, according to legend, is yet to come. The creature that was present at the dawn of time is destined to be the centerpiece at its twilight. This is the Leviathan of eschatology, the study of the end times. Rabbinic literature describes a future event known as the Great Banquet. It is here that the Leviathan story finds its ultimate and most startling conclusion. According to the prophecy, at the end of days, the two great primordial beasts, Leviathan from the sea and Behemoth from the land, will be drawn into a final, monumental confrontation. This is not just a fight, it is a cosmic event, a battle between the two most powerful physical beings in existence. The battle will be of such magnitude that it shakes the foundations of the world. But in the end, neither can overcome the other. Their power is too perfectly balanced.
At the climax of their struggle, it is said that both will be subdued by the divine will, their purpose fulfilled. And what is that purpose? To feed the righteous. After this final confrontation, the great banquet will begin. The bodies of both Leviathan and Behemoth will be prepared as a feast for those who have lived justly. This is not a literal story of catering, but a powerful symbol of ultimate reward. The very forces of chaos and untamable nature that once threatened the world will in the end be transformed into the substance that sustains the righteous in the world to come. The symbolism is incredibly deep. The hide of the Leviathan, which was once an impenetrable shield of scales, will be used to create the walls of a great sukkah, a divine tent under which the righteous will gather. The light from its eyes, which once lit the abyss, will illuminate the celebration. The chaos is not just defeated, it is redeemed. It is integrated into the final perfect order. The thing that was once the greatest symbol of the other, the wild and the dangerous, is brought into the heart of the community. Over time, this complex and nuanced symbol of the Leviathan journeyed beyond Jewish lore. In Christianity, its name became more sinister, often conflated with the devil or a powerful demon of the sea. In the 17th century, the philosopher Hobbes used the name for his most famous work, Leviathan. He argued that human society in a state of nature was chaos, and that to escape it, people must surrender their rights to an absolute, all-powerful sovereign, a Leviathan state that could impose order. From a primordial force of chaos to a divine plaything, to a symbol of nature's majesty, to a future feast for the righteous, and finally to a metaphor for political power, the Leviathan has had one of the most enduring legacies in mythology. It remains a powerful symbol of anything that is larger than us. The power of the ocean, the power of nature, the power of the state, or the power of the unanswered questions that lurk in the deep parts of our own minds. The Leviathan teaches us that the world is vast and that we are small. It reminds us that there is an awesome and perhaps frightening beauty in the things we cannot and perhaps should not ever hope to control. What myth or legend would you like us to explore next? Tell us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the mythic world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Mythic Mundi, and leave a comment. Your support helps us dive deeper into these ancient stories. Thank you for watching.